Hello everyone. Uh, this is a little bit different. Just in a few short days, the new Pantheon rework is actually going to be coming to the live servers of the game. And before that actually happened, I wanted to get this video out sort of just as a remembrance and more of my personal thoughts on the old Pantheon. I kind of want to go in this video kind of my personal connections to the champion. I've never really mained him, but he has sort of had a big impact on my whole League of Legends perception as it is. He was one of the first champions I personally found, and it kind of feels weird playing a champion that is literally about to be reworked and changed in the next few days. And especially since I've known this champion for a while. I've actually played League of Legends for around 2 years. In September, it's actually going to hit 3. But it's actually pretty funny how I learned about this champion and sort of my backstory with him. I'm just making this video sort of as just fond memories of a bygone champion, because as League of Legends evolves, we lose a lot of the older champions that we've known and have come to see in the game. Now, starting off, Pantheon was one of the first champions I actually saw in League of Legends. When I was first getting into the game, it was actually through a lot of these ads, and this was before the whole League of Legends starter program that's recently showed up. I played around when influence points were still a thing, and the old client was still a thing. And when I first got into the game, I was never really interested in a lot of the meta picks at first. Of course, now I've gone to play a lot of the popular champions. My highest rated mastery champion in the game is actually Yasuo, a character who I didn't even know or was even interested in when I first played the game. But I was sort of interested in these really underrated picks. I never really was into a lot of the big meta picks for the time being. One of these champions was Pantheon, and I got into him and sort of learned more about him because of my past experiences with MOBAs. As I've actually played on my channel, one of the first MOBAs I was actually really into, and one I was actually considering to try to get good at and become a professional at, was a MOBA called Smite. And there's a god in that game that's the Greek god Ares, and when I was getting into League of Legends, I sort of looked at Pantheon and kind of made a connection between the two. I never really understood why I made this connection, but it was just sort of there. From then on, I started to get really interested into playing Pantheon, and then it got to the point where I actually decided to play him and learn him. And he was actually one of the first champions I truly memorized the moveset for. As time went on, I sort of distanced myself away from playing Pantheon as often. I started to branch off and find new champions. That's when I found my main, that I sort of bounce around the playing now here and there. I don't really have a set character. I kind of have multiple characters I play. But before I found what was going to be my favorite champion at the time, Echo, I actually started to play. I mainly played a lot of Pantheon just because he was such an underrated pick. And I don't know, just something about him just appealed to me. I sort of took a break from playing him, and I actually recently played him a lot because of not only the rework but also some video that came out by Darkmane that was an AP Pantheon guide. And I always thought of the old Pantheon as just pure fun. His just really basic design really helped me get into the game. And I'm not trying to diss the new Pantheon. The new Pantheon looks amazing, and I really hope that I can actually make another video sort of as me just playing the new Pantheon when he comes out on the live servers. But I do want to get this video out just sort of to kind of just remember this really old champion. I knew Pantheon was going to be reworked for a while, and if I was being honest, I think the new Pantheon rework is probably my most favorite rework to happen to the whole game. A lot of people consider Warwick to be one of the best reworks in the game, and I feel like Pantheon's sort of in the same boat as Warwick. They kept a lot, like when the Warwick rework came out, they kept a lot of Warwick's old elements, but also updating him so he's more of a viable, more up-to-date type character, a character that actually fit in with the cast. And I feel like that's exactly what they did with the new Pantheon. He, you know, his kit is really modernized. He's not really that much of a point-and-click champion anymore. I think only one of his abilities is actually point-and-click now. He has more of an updated look, so he actually fits his lore more. Because, if we're being honest, the old Pantheon kinda looks like Dookie. He doesn't really look like what he's supposed to be. Like, the old Pantheon, he's supposed to be an aspect. He's supposed to be this, like, celestial being. He's supposed to work with a lot of people on Mount Targon. And we've seen the designs of characters like Zoe and Tarek, and even if you want to consider it, Aurelian Sol. And apparently, this Pantheon, this normal Spartan, is sort of part of the bunch, and it never really made a lot of sense. But the new Pantheon definitely fits that aesthetic a lot. He fits the whole lore that they're giving him now, of him being like only a man and the god was like killed off. If you've never read Pantheon's lore, by the way, I actually do recommend reading it if you've ever read the League of Legends lore. It's a really good read, and he looks like a really cool champion. But this whole rework, in my opinion, is probably one of the best reworks personally to me. It retains a lot of what old Pantheon is, and a lot of his abilities are different in like the way they work, but they sort of retain the old Pantheon. There's a lot of things with the old Pantheon that are still in here. You still have his grand, like, entrance of an ult where he jumps into the sky. You still have his shield jump, like W stun. You still have his throwable spear. And they somehow still kept in his block. They have a lot of what the old Pantheon has, but updated him so not only does he fit the new generation of characters, but also just to make him not stick out like a sore thumb as this outdated kind of mesh of a weird character. If I'm being honest, I'm kind of overjoyed that they're finally like changing this champion. He just seems so out of place now, like when you take in perspective a lot of the newer releases and how the game has changed over time. And he just sort of seems like this really weird, like, champion when you come to think of it. And I feel like this rework was definitely long overdue. And this rework looks absolutely amazing. He looks like, he doesn't look like just, you know, just a normal Spartan. He looks like a character from League of Legends. He looks like something from the IP, and I think that is amazing. And I think that Riot and their design team, I don't know how well the balancing is going to be for this champion. We all know how Riot's balancing is most of the time, but I don't know how like well the champion's going to be in game. But from a design standpoint, he definitely is a major improvement from the really old champion that we got in the game currently. Sort of just to summarize this video, even though the new Pantheon just seems like such an amazing character, I'm really excited to play him. It's nice to see them give a fresh coat of paint to a champion. It definitely kind of feels weird that he's going to be changed in the next few days, because he was just one of those really early champions. But this is long overdue, in my opinion. This is definitely probably one of the most welcome changes, in my opinion, at least for champion reworks. At least it's not another Rise one that we get a lot of the times, even though I'm pretty sure he's already slated for another rework. Of course, we all know, if you follow League of Legends, of course you know that the next champions that are actually going to be reworked, hopefully, are going to be Fiddlesticks and Volibear. Those two are really exciting, as those are also some really old champions. I don't have as many fond memories as them, and of course, around the time I find out that Volibear is actually getting reworked, I actually started playing the old Volibear sometimes. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Just to get my final thoughts out there, I'm really happy with the new rework, and I think Riot did a really good job with the design and the aesthetic of this champion. Of course, when he comes out, I'll find out how broken or how bad he is. Hopefully he's not too broken. I really don't want another Mordekaiser in the game. I don't want something like that. We don't really want to deal with something that annoying. But he definitely looks really fun, and I feel like that's something we need a lot of in League of Legends. Just new, fun additions. So anyways, that'll sort of end my video. This is a really quick video just to sort of get my thoughts out on the new Pantheon, because I'm really excited for him, and I'm really happy that they're changing this champion, and I hope that I get to make a video that sort of like gives more my opinion on the champion. Not even just a video, just me having fun playing the new dude. If you guys have your personal opinions on the new Pantheon, I would definitely love it if you guys made a discussion in the comments below. This is a very hot topic, and I do really like to see other people's opinions and sort of discuss how other people have a perspective on this champion. But yeah, it's me, Pualta Skirb. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and see you when the Pantheon rework comes out. Well, hopefully. Actually, before this video ends, I would like to announce that I am going to be trying to make more content rather than just, you know, the stuff I've already been making. I want to make more series type videos. If I already have some in mind, so if you do stick around, hopefully you check those out. But anyways, I'm Pualta Skirb. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Leave a like if you did, and peace out.